Round 4.
The Wild Wild West.
This is when I started to believe in this country, was when Clinton ran for president. Because, and again, not based on politics even, but how dug in Reagan and Bush felt. And Bush just felt like, you ain't going to beat this guy with nothing. These guys are in, and there's Dick Cheney in there. And Donald Rumsfeld, these fucking guys are like, these are hard ass fucking guys who don't bleed. You just don't believe they bleed. And they got it all worked out. And they've been there for 12 fucking years.
Yeah.
And here comes Clinton, whose mom was a blackjack dealer in Vegas and whose dad died in a 3-inch puddle. He died. He was drunk and he hit a tree and was launched out of his car and landed in 3 little feet of water and drowned in it. That was Clinton's dad. And then that was Jefferson, his father. His name was
that his real dad or his
His
stepdad?
dad's last name is Jefferson.
Yeah.
It would have been another Jefferson. That was his real dad. His mom then married a guy named Clinton.
He changed his name
And had,
for him
had
as-
Roger. And his mom, and that guy used to beat the shit out of his mom. And the second Clinton got big enough, one night his stepdad, he came home drunk. He stood up to him and he said, if you hit my mom again, I'm going to kill you. And he used to protect his little brother. And his little brother was like an orphan. His dad's a drunk.
Yeah.
So the dad disappears. And the day that Clinton turned 18, he was already in charge of the family. The day he turned 18, he took his brother to City Hall. And he said, you know what I'm doing today? I'm changing my last name to Clinton so that you and me are real brothers. That's why his last name is Clinton.
Yeah.
That's who Bill Clinton is. Okay? And he fucked a bunch of 10-year-old girls on a jet.
He also fucked those kids. but he did. That's the problem.
I don't know, man. I have no idea. I don't know. It wasn't my pussy. It wasn't my pussy.
It
so
wasn't
I
mine,
can't
but
report.
it's not looking good.
Oh, it's not looking good at all.
I mean, he took
I don't know.
a lot of those.
Listen.
He loved the ladies, which
I know
we
nothing
can't knock
about
a
it.
guy for liking ladies, but
Those aren't ladies. Those are babies.
no, I meant his reputation.
Look, I don't know. I don't fucking
Outside of banging the kids, his reputation was
love the ladies. Yes.
Lewinsky and the other
Sure.
lady.
So Clinton, but Clinton was this fucking country good old boy, and they threw. And I mean, we had just lost Gary Hart. He was. That's why Dukakis ran.
Yeah.
Because Gary Hart got caught with a chick, and so that was Democrats' problems. Is the
They're
ladies.
getting too much pussy.
Too much pussy. And so
Going
so
against
Clinton
Bob
shows
Dole.
up, and the first thing that happens in New Hampshire is fucking Jennifer Flowers. And but then there was this feeling that it was a kind of a circus. And I remember Howard Stern's guy, Stuttering John. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Stuttering John? Stuttering John, Jennifer Flowers' first her press conference, it was like a serious thing. And she's like, yes, I did have sex with him. And then you heard Stuttering John say, are you planning to have sex with any more Democratic candidates? and she laughed and everybody laughed. To me, that was the moment where everybody was like, who gives a fuck who he fucked? Hillary stood by him. We did the interview with him and with Barbara Walters. A light fell from the grid and crashed on the floor right next to them. And the Clintons hugged, and they were both crying. So it was like they were under a lot of stress, and one of them died. And Barbara Walters saw this and told everyone the story. And so it was like everybody started to love Bill Clinton, same as Oliver North.
You ever look at the Clinton body count?
What's that?
How many people they've killed?
Oh, you mean Foster, the guy from
He shot
Travel
himself.
Office?
Didn't he shoot himself twice? There's a bunch of guys who shot themselves twice in the head, stuff like that.
I don't know, but the
This is the only
Republican,
history
Dick
I
Cheney
know
shot
now.
a guy in the face.
Dick Cheney, yeah, but that was fun. He was having fun with it.
I know. I'll tell you about that. But so Clinton made me feel like I can't believe this. They just got rid of the Bushes.
Yeah.
They got rid of Cheney. They really like in my lifetime that didn't exist. The idea of that. So I was pretty fucking impressed. Likewise with Obama later. But so that made me think, maybe this is actually some kind of, and then later you learn that Clinton and Gore together learned how to go for business and tell big business, look, we're going to make you a fortune. Don't worry about the social issues. We're going to take care of the poor. We're going to do all kinds of programs, but we're getting rid of welfare. He got rid of welfare. And he was also a death penalty governor.
Yeah.
He put a retarded guy in the electric chair. He put a retarded guy in the electric chair when he was governor. He literally just like, he was drunk and he just said, come here. And he's like, what are you doing? And he just took him and he put him in it. And he said, never mind, just fucking shut up. Killed a retarded guy single-handedly. Clinton, I loved Clinton when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I loved Clinton. Just loved him. And I remember when Coretta Scott King died, her funeral, he closed it. Like, I think Jesse Jackson was there. Every president was there. Everybody, past president, all the greats came to make speeches. And then Clinton wasn't, George W. Bush was president now. So Bush went before, but he let Clinton close. They all made speeches about how far we've come and the importance of Martin Luther King. And then they'd make a comment about her. It was really about Martin Luther King. And then she was a great woman. And Clinton just fucking talked. He went up there and he leaned on the podium and he said, you know, we're all talking about a lot of stuff here, but there's a woman in that box. Like, he literally pointed at her dead body. There's a woman in that box.
Fine, beautiful.
A woman
supple.
Who had, he said, she had dreams. She had passions. She was, and he said one word that sounded a little sexy.
Yeah.
And look at her kids, and what are they gonna do? They're already dealing with their daddy's legacy. That's a burden on them. And it was a burden on her, and now it passes to them. And my God, what is it like to be them now? And you just hear people going, "Oh, that's what Clinton just had that ability." And he fucked so many children, just hundreds of them.
But he did fuck those kids on that island.
On the island of Kid Fucker.
What was
Where
he
do you go?
doing?
What else are you gonna do on that island? What are you gonna go to that island and just stand by the Pepsi machine and just,
Trump went there.
Look at your phone?
Trump only hung out with the staff.
Totally.
That's true. And it is funny the politics I have instilled in me.
Yeah.
I just remembered I hated Clinton.
I just loved him.
I was 8 or however.
I
I
was
was like 5.
I was in New Orleans for a film festival. I'd made a little shitty short film and it won Best Comedy at the New Orleans Film Festival. And I went down there, and this was back when you had to send a VHS of your movie, and then you'd get it on the mail. You'd get a letter. I got a letter in the mail saying you won an award. So I went down to New Orleans. I was a kid in 1992. So I wasn't a kid. I was 18 plus 7, whatever that is. 25 sounds good. I went to New Orleans and I'm just walking around a park, and then this fucking bus pulls up with Clinton Gore on the side, and they just get out and start a rally, and there's people just started showing up. It was like at some park, and next thing I know, I'm at a Clinton, and Al Gore comes out and he says, the governor can't talk because his voice is destroyed by all these rallies, so I'm going to make the speech. And then he talked, and then
it's kind of
we're going to turn around. So it was just boring.
Yeah.
And then Hillary came out and said a few things. Nobody cared. And then Clinton came out, and it was like, "Oh, he's going to talk." And he was like,
shit.
and he was a little hushed, but he made an amazing speech. And I was standing there, and I watched him make this speech. And then he came down off the podium, and he just walked. I stood there. Some guy handed me a placard, and so I had this placard, Clinton Gore, and he found me and this. There was this lady next to me, and she had a throwaway camera. That's how long ago this was. And she goes, "Can you take a picture of me with the governor?" So I took a picture of her with Clinton, and some guy took a placard and put it in front of their faces, and he swatted it down. He said, "What's wrong with you?" Screamed at this guy, and he said to me, "Take it again."
Oh my God.
So I took another picture. Clinton. 8 years. The king of the world. Unbeatable. Gets Monica Lewinsky. Gets impeached.
The crime bill, though, that wasn't great.
I
Wasn't
don't.
it him?
Yeah, I don't fucking care what these guys do. Just a super interesting guy.
It's funny. It's just funny to speak at
Crime bill.
Coretta's funeral and then be like, crime bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Clinton and Gore's vice president. And one of the fly on the wall moments, like the thing I wish I was there for, is apparently somewhere Clinton and Gore had to do an event together. And this is when Clinton needed to tell Gore that he fucked Monica Lewinsky because Gore backed him up.
Yeah, everybody believed it.
Yes, when he was saying like, "Let me tell, we got to get in the business." I did not have sex with that. I did not have sex with that woman, Miss Lewinsky, and we have like he slipped her name in. So he sat in a limousine with Gore apparently and said, "I fucked her. It's coming out." And Gore was like, "Well, gosh darn it, jeez, Bill. I mean, it's like you're doing it to me on purpose. My God." And they just sat in that limo and they dealt with it.
Yeah.
There's another fly on the wall moment with them later on September 11th. Gore was in Canada. He was flying in Canada and his plane was grounded and he couldn't fly into this. Nobody could fly. So he got a car. He rented a car because they're all losers now. And he drove.
He's a fucking loser.
Yes. And he drove to back to Washington, but he stopped in Chappaquiddick and he got there like midnight. I'm Chappaquiddick. What's the name of the Chappaqua? Where the Clintons live. They live in upstate New York.
Yeah.
Chappaqua. He stopped at Clinton's house and they sat in the kitchen apparently till like, 3 a.m. just talking. That I wish I could have been in that room
just like,
for that.
damn,
on 9/11.
We could have got him.
Yes. Yeah. So,
Do you remember that guy?
Which guy?
No, this is them sitting in the kitchen
Yeah.
like, holy shit, it was
Yes.
him?
Yes. Exactly.
Hinckley?
Yeah.
Like, he
Exactly.
did it?
Exactly. So Clinton gone, and then